Otis and Annie, Annie and Otis, my parents then. She's a gum-cracking, bow-legged, church-decent gal, raised up, looks like, by a mama who prayed and aimed her toward right. I feel a rumbling neath that skirt, though, some rhythm of city she left Alabama with, a little bit of Chicago that child just couldn't keep out of her strut. Careful with this one, Otis, 'cause that gold flashing in her mouth ain't intended for God. I'd dress like a real upright Christian for a few days. Let her see me sharp and creased up and smelling sweet. I'll say, Annie, like it's the first word I learned and the last one I'm gonna say. But I won't be crossing the line having that woman think I'm the marrying kind. She start dreaming on a white dress and babies wearing my face. Lord, that ain't what I want.
Is there life outside of Jesus? Then that's what I want, at least for a few days, nights. I want to put my hair up, pour myself into something shiny, open my mouth and say what I feel like saying for a change. Gonna buy me a gold dress with pearl buttons, a split up both sides, 'cause I ain't a child no more hanging on to Mama Ethel's hand. Next time you see me, you won't know who you're staring at. No way you look right past me. I'm an up north woman now. It's about time Annie Pearl growed up, found work that ain't in dirt, learned some city words. Don't want nobody calling me country. Folks thinking Alabama can't be shook off or thrown out. I pray to God every night for that dress money. And maybe that man, he named Otis.
So I iron my good shirt, clean up, and say, my name's Otis. And she smiled behind her hand like she don't already know. I want to just rush things and feel all my body pressed on her. But God's still a somebody in my head, and Annie Pearl'll still be his child. So she's saying things I should be hearing, but all I can see is stuff I'm not looking at. That rumble in her clothes, moon up against her skin, all that down south brown looking just right up here on the west side. I know she a little scared of the city. She dressed up like a big girl, putting on airs to make me think she more woman than she is. But she woman enough. I say, you know, you look real pretty in that dress, though the dress is plain, gray, and sewed flat. Then I add her name, Annie.
I go a little crazy at the way he say my name. He say Annie, like it's the first word he learned. So I feel his name, Otis, in my mouth before it come out. Then I pull it out slow, and I see his eyes get real wide, like he about to outright praise his God because of what I said and how I said it. Ain't gonna lie, child, that felt good. But I ain't fooling myself. He ain't everything I want. Like me, he looking for some kind of job, living in his one room. I think I might not be the only woman he's talking to, but he'll do me right. And I sure need some kind of strong man stand beside me in this city while I find me a church and someplace better to live, a real address where folks from down home can find me when they take the bus up. So I say, I've been watching you a long time. That's what I say.
So I'm trying not to look at what I'm not looking at, and she say, all bold, I've been watching you a long time. And I say, Annie, you something else, you know? But what I'm thinking is, God, we stuck in this little talk. You know, Miss Annie Pearl, I think we need to go someplace, have us some food, maybe up there on Madison, someplace close like that chicken joint right down the street from the tavern. She smiled, and I swear I see something I hope I see again. What I think I see is some child in her, all worked up about going someplace new in the city, even a hole in the wall with burnt wings most folks don't want. She say, stiff like white folks, "I really would like that, Otis." But I see her frowning a little when she looked down at her dress.
I would have felt real slick walking into that chicken place in a dress with pearl buttons and splits on both sides, but Otis grin and say I looked good in the dress I was in. That the first time I thanked God for him, even before I took him in my bed, tasted his mouth. I think it was knowing he cared about me enough to lie. Say I'm a pretty child when I'm not. I feed him with my fingers, let him eat fried bread right off my plate while folks who know him whispering. I let them see who he has gone with, the woman he's going to be pressed up against from now on. Wanted to yell at them women, I'm the one he wants. Tell everybody you know, here and in Alabama too. My name is Annie, and starting right now, I want you to know that this is my man, Otis. Don't know what made me think crazy like that, sounding like the city.
Done heard it before, and now I'm about to believe that the big city ain't no place for a woman and man. Every day that woman got to dress my wounds, hear about the ways I done got beat down. She get to see my head bowed all the damn time. I really try not to show Annie how small I feel on the factory line. Try not to let on how much I want just for me before I even think of me and her. Like a fool, she lift me up. I'm steady riding her shoulders, promising the world. It ain't right that I can't give her what she's dreaming on. I know she's starting to think maybe I'm not the man who deserves her gold. I'm just a plain Otis. Damn if that ain't a country name. And at night, I hear her ask God for something more. I play cards, sip my JB, run out of things to say to her, 'cause she thinks a baby will save us. Lord, she wants a child.
I know a woman got to be a natural fool to want to bring a child into this mess of broke glass and nailed up doors. This goddamn city. That's right. Country girl lose Jesus now and then. You heard me say it. Goddamn, sometimes I close my eyes and cannot feel my God. I sit up at night, staring at them dirty city stars and waiting for Otis to knock on my door. I don't have to wait long, never do, 'cause I think that wherever he is, he can feel me wanting. I hear him coming up my stairs. Seems like slower each time. And when I open the door, I see what I'm afraid I'll see, that maybe he got no idea at all what I really want. Maybe I done gave up on them pretty pearl buttons, that shiny dress. I don't touch him. He put his rough hand soft on my face and says, Annie, you want all of me. Think I'm a marrying man. Then let's make it right.
I can't look her in the eye, seeing all that lonely. And I think I got a right to keep being me, instead of doing right by the bow-legged Bama child I talked into loving me. My heart about blows up when she says, Otis, you mean it? You mean it? And I hear myself say yes. I pick her up and press her whole body to me, and just for that second, the city disappears. Chicago and all its lies are gone, and I say, Annie, you need to be my wife. And I know I'm saying it just so I won't see in her that longing no more. I can't believe I was fool enough to think I could have my drink and my fast city woman, then come home and say, baby, it's hard out there, and she would hold me, wearing that dress that's plain, gray, and sewed flat, and that all she'd ever want was just that, a cheater in her arms, steady making his promises to God.
I don't know how I'm going to handle this thick in my body, God, without Otis knowing it. He's going to be a father, and he's sure got the right to know that our lives going to be changed way before we say them vows. He got a right to know how many ways this big old city going to get harder for us, the three of us. When he come home and say, Annie, it's going to be all right, He talking just about me and him. He adding up our money every week, trying to cut down on the times he sees his other women, coming home for dinner most every night. Otis is probably somebody's daddy already somewhere, so why I think this is going to hit him so hard? Maybe it's because I think this child is going to be everything we have. I'll feed it, rock it to sleep, dress it in pink or blue, and pretend it's all we ever want.
So it looked like Annie Pearl about to get just what she want. I'd done seen pregnant women before, how they walk, cry, how suddenly got a place and everything, they say. I sit her down, say, Annie, I ain't no boy, and I ain't no fool either. I know you carrying a child, and I know that this child is mine. Folks have babies all the time in the city, just like they did down south. Sure as my given name is Otis, I'm going to be here with you, do you right, and I'm going to have a say in how this child grows. I know she's scared. I know she think I might be the wrong man, that I can't hold still. She right about that. But a child can make a man change. We gonna fix up our lives, make a place for this baby. I'm gonna get her that gold dress before she get big, before her belly out there for everybody to see.
Otis could be the wrong man. So many folks saying I need to see that. So I pray on it. Most times he's just a little of everything I want. When he don't come home for 2-3 nights, I ask God to change his ways, or at least keep him alive. When this hungry city opens its mouth and he walk in again, I got no idea what words to say to get him home. When I hear about them other women, how they dress tight, wear red lips and laugh with their mouths wide open, how Otis spend money on that laughing, how he rocked me soft saying, Annie, baby, it's hard out there. While I get bigger and bigger with this child, I just cry. And then I scream, because there's this pain like a knife right where my baby's supposed to be. Whether that man, he or not, I think this about to happen. Child moving fast, not giving me time to catch up. Whenever I think about Otis and Annie, 2 stars whirling the city, there's no way I can say how they found each other. But I can see how the child who became Patricia Ann is equal parts of both of them. Otis and Annie, maybe with the help of some fool's God, etched the road right up Chicago's middle and placed a confounded child there. And that gold dress that Otis, my daddy, promised his Annie, Alabama girl, it never stopped being a want.